Tonight, a renewed focus on the state's so-called red flag law, 1 week after the mass shooting at San Jose's VTA rail yard. In a KPIX 5 original report, our Alan Martin examines how that law, designed to help prevent such massacres, is working.
As the shock wears off and the long road of healing begins for victims of the Bay Area's deadliest mass shooting, questions arise. Were there any signs that VTA technician Samuel Cassidy was planning the attack? Could it have been prevented? So far, investigators aren't commenting, but experts say many California workers don't know there is a law on the books that can help protect them if they do feel threatened.
It's not a panacea by any means, but it's a sensible tool to really prevent some of these mass incidents from happening.
State Assemblyman Phil Ting introduced a bill that became one of the nation's first gun violence restraining order laws in 2016, following a mass shooting and stabbing in Isla Vista near Santa Barbara that left 6 people dead. California's gun violence family and law enforcement to petition.
Possible active shooter. The suspect is an employee.
Then came the deadly workplace shooting at a UPS facility in San Francisco that left 3 co-workers and the gunman dead.
Buses are starting to show up to take the kids out of the school.
Followed by the Parkland school shooting that killed 17 in Florida. The massacres prompted Ting to push for an expansion of the law.
I really wanted to have a situation where teachers and principals and employers and coworkers could really do something to defend themselves.
Now, coworkers and school employees can also file a GVRO directly in civil court, much like a domestic violence restraining order. But data we obtained from the State Attorney General's office shows use of the law varies a lot from county to county. Here in the Bay Area, Marin County issued the fewest GVROs in 2020. Only 5 of them. Santa Clara issued the most, 123. Statewide, San Diego had the most by far, 483.
Well, first and foremost, I think it saves lives.
Jeff Brooker with the city attorney's office in San Diego leads the city's gun violence response unit.
We've had situations where people have been in the planning phases of committing shootings with the guns and the tools and the means. We were able to intervene and take the guns, sometimes even on the eve of the actual event.
The process starts with a petition. That has to be approved by a judge. Police can then proceed to temporarily remove firearms and ammunition. Within 21 days, there's a court hearing, at which point the judge can either rule to return the guns or extend the restraining order for up to 5 years.
It's not the city attorney who decides who gets their guns and who doesn't. It's not the police who decides. It's a judge.
Brooker is now training departments across the state, including San Rafael Police.
They were definitely another tool in our toolbox.
Lieutenant Dan Fink admits it's been a slow rollout.
We had to kind of muddle through it. The judges were trying to figure it out. The DAs were trying to figure it out. City attorneys are trying to figure it out.
But this year, he says the process has become smooth.
People are thankful. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. You have a family member who's going through a crisis, whether it's they committed a crime or they're having a mental health issue, and the police can come in and not only help them with their crisis and get them to the help they need, but we can also remove the gun component, which is dangerous.
But not everyone is thankful.
I think that it probably opens the door to some mischief.
Don Kilmer is a constitutional law professor at Lincoln University.
A fundamental right is suspended for a period of time. There's serious due process problems with these.
You certainly understand some people's concern that they don't want a violent act to have to happen before somebody steps in and can prevent it. How do you answer those folks?
That may be above the pay grade of a constitutional law professor, because now you're getting into philosophy and how do we predict human behavior? But if somebody has led a peaceful, law-abiding life, they're in their 40s or 50s, and they have a bad day and say the wrong thing to a coworker, I don't think that's grounds for depriving them of a fundamental right.
Lieutenant Fink says his officers are very aware of the constitutional issues.
Taking their guns, a constitutional right, Second Amendment, it's a big deal. So we don't just say, we think we have enough, we're going to go ahead and do it. We investigate these very thoroughly. We take these very seriously. At the end of the day, it's all about public safety, and that's what this law is for. It's a red flag law for if you see something, say something. And that's the most important part for this.
California issued more than 1,200 gun violence restraining orders last year, slightly more than the year before, but a considerable jump from the 85 that were issued in 2016, the first year that the law went into effect. As to how effective the law will be, awareness and enforcement will be the key to that. In San Francisco, Alan Martin, KPIX 5.
Well, right now, at least 16 other states and Washington, D.C. also have their own red flag laws.